Welcome to Offended, presented by the Anything But Credible Network. It's your boy Tricky, alongside KDK Naked Lady, and welcome back to the show, Mak Attack, Mackenzie.
Oh, God.
Do you remember that at all from the last episode we did?
What, Mak Attack?
Yeah, when I was like, we need to give you a nickname.
Everybody just calls it Mak Attack, Mini Mak Attack, Mini Mac and Cheese.
Oh, I like mac and cheese.
It reminds me of Friends when Joey's like, Mac and Cheese!
It's Joey. But, yeah, so welcome back to the show. We finally released our episode.
It wasn't as bad as you guys thought.
I was really scared for that episode release because I did think that I was just going to come across as like a hammered fool. And when I listen to it, I probably will think that I'm a hammered fool, but...
No. You will be like, Todd is a hammered fool.
Like, wow, I have a career in podcasting.
I'm really excited to listen to it and judge myself and also Todd. It is one of my favorite pastimes.
Like, you can totally tell how drunk I am because you'll be... I was getting mad at myself listening to it back, so I'm like, stop cutting her off. You're cutting her off so much.
I think I was cutting you off so much. In the moment, I was like, I think I'm cutting him off a lot and just like non-stop talking.
Nope, it was me. It was all me.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
We'll just call you Steve, your first co-host. So wasn't that his name, Steve?
That's fucked up, okay?
Is he an avid listener?
Yeah, Steve. Hi, this is Mak Attack. Fuck you.
His first few episodes, because we had just started dating, I was like, I gotta get to know this guy. So I started listening, and I was like,
it was like after the first co-host. I didn't land like the actual real co-host of Offended until like after 11 episodes.
right,
Until Jim came on.
right. No, I'm talking pre-Jim. I'm talking Steve, who would have like, you could tell like how many beers he had. One, he would like open them up and be like, because we still do that. But he would like, you could hear him like running up the stairs to go to the bathroom and then come down and be like, "Whoa!" And it's like he just got progressively more drunk.
Or like, just like completely
God.
cut you off and like what you were saying.
He was
like,
a screamer.
I think that I'm one of those drunks that there's very few times that people realize how drunk I am. Because a lot of the times I'll just get like more flighty and I kind of just walk away from people after a little bit. So I think that people don't realize it unless I'm super fucked up. And if people are pointing out to me how drunk I am, I probably need to be taken to the hospital.
You just don't spend enough time with a group of people for them to realize how drunk you are before you move on to the next. That's a solid.
That's just like all my relationships. I have just left them before they realized that I was like actually insane. So hasn't failed me yet.
We finally got to hear the infamous cum corn story that actually was the whole reason why we wanted to do the podcast.
In hindsight, I feel like I've told it so many times now that it lost its effect to me. But I remember when I tell people again, I'm like, a man literally ejaculated in an item of food that I had out. And the worst part is I slept with him again.
You continued on.
He goes to the same gym that I do, and I see him all the time, and I can't make eye contact with him, mostly because I got drunk like 3 months ago, and I Snapchatted him, what are you doing? And he left me unopened, and I was like, that's embarrassing for me. I can call myself out there that like, I fucked up.
Cum corn just didn't respond.
Cum corn did not come over.
Cum corn ghosted you.
There's so many things that was said on that last episode, though. And I was totally like, because I think I like took like a month. It took a month for me to listen to it. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be like too close to the mic. Because this is what I wanted to bring up. So you said before we just started recording this, do you have headphones? Do you remember
how we spent a half an hour trying to get the podcast set up to actually work? And I was like, no, there's got to be a way. And plot twist, there was not.
There was not. However, there was, and I was just too drunk to just press on the down arrow on the output button down here and click on external headphones. I just saw that like 2 weeks ago.
You guys are too techie for me. I just let him be in here until he gets it all set up.
You were passed out upstairs the time we recorded this.
Oh, I know.
I was sitting here, I'm like, I can't figure it out. And
I was like, are we going to wake up Katie?
Sober,
Never.
Sober me figured it out in like 2 seconds.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, no, it works. So, there's nothing wrong with the PC, thank God. But, yeah, I figured it out. And then I meant to grab the splitter for this episode so you guys can hear, and I forgot again.
Wow, you're such a great Host.
So tech savvy.
Hostess with
Right?
the mostess.
Thanks.
So much tech.
I sense
Thanks so
zero
much.
sarcasm in both your voices right
There's
now.
none there.
But anyway, there's so many. You have to listen to it back.
I'm so scared. I'm like,
I think you'll like.
I was
we
telling
got
Todd and Katie
serious
this
at one
before,
part.
but I like got really freaked out by the fact that I was like drunk and now on the internet for the rest of my life, and that I like had to look at myself in the mirror and like was talking to myself, being like, "Are you ready to know the kind of drunk person that you are?" Information that is never, and not just the kind of drunk person you are, the kind of drunk thoughts you're having.
Unscripted, encouraged, like
there's a couple parts I cut out.
just a few.
Because there was dead air, but you were also texting somebody at the time, and I'm like, I don't know if that should be on the air.
Oh yeah, I was. I think I was sexting too at the time.
I think there's a couple parts I left in, but like there's a bunch where it was.
It's
just
funny.
like,
I
dead
actually
air.
just got a sext too as we started
Ooh.
recording this again.
Maybe
So-
it's good luck.
So I was like,
Gotta sext your boo thing.
oh god.
What'd you say? At the I just remembered something. At the end of the episode, you gave out your Venmo. You're like, Venmo me, and I will send you a picture of my boobs. And then I jump in and I go, Venmo me, and I will send you a picture of my right nut.
Offer still stands. It's at Mackenzie-Naniger. The price has to be right though. I'm not doing it for less than like. I want to say 20 in my like heart, but like a part of me is saying 50. You know.
For one boob or two?
Ooh, one boob for 20, both boobs for 50.
Ooh.
Same.
Yeah.
One nut for 20, two nuts for 50.
I wonder who's gonna make the
Help
most
me
money.
pay my rent.
I
I wonder.
will, obviously.
I gotta get my nipple Twitter going.
Just nipples.
Yeah,
I
just
said-
nipples.
I was talking to my friend today, and we were talking about Big Brother, and how they were saying how, like, because we were whispering something in a corner, and they're like, it's just like on Big Brother. And I was like, oh, if I was on Big Brother, I would write something on my nipple to send a message to people. And then they told me they don't give you pens or paper, and I was like,
Yeah, no.
They don't give you pens or paper?
No,
No.
that's why people read the Bible in Big Brother.
I was thinking, I was
Because
like,
you can't write down, like, because if they look at how many, like,
I didn't
things
know
are
that.
on the walls or what color things are, like,
I was
people
like,
would write
could
things
I
down.
shove a Sharpie up my vagina? Like, could I do it?
You'd have to be really committed because the only time you could take it out would be in the bathroom.
Well, do you know what they do beforehand, though? Luchasaurus, AEW wrestler, said he was on Big Brother. He said that, like, before, like, they send you to the house.
They do a body cavity search.
No, they leave you in, like, a hotel room for, like, a week straight with no supplies. Basically to see if, like, you can handle it. And so they don't give you... So, like, anything that, like... Basically, Big Brother begins a week before. So you have to go in to the hotel with it if you're going to do that.
I couldn't even talk and hang out with people. Yeah, no, I don't think I can handle it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't think I could ever survive on a show like Big Brother because I fundamentally love to gossip. And a lot of people think that's a bad thing. I think it just makes me a fun and interesting individual. Because I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying factual information. But I just like to discuss it and give an opinion.
Yeah, you would not survive in Big Brother.
I don't think I would.
Because you wouldn't be able to, like, discretionally, like... You want to say all the gossip, not just, like, the stuff that's going to help your game.
Yeah,
We're Big Brother fans over here.
I'm not strategic. Somebody would be like...
Strategic.
Well, somebody would be like, I think we should vote for this person. I'd be like, oh, but she's so nice. But she did have that thing with that one guy. And, like, I would start immediately going into, like, deep past talking shit and being like, you know what? Her breath kind of does smell bad some of the time, actually. Let's get rid of her.
Get her the fuck
Didn't
out.
use enough toothpaste.
Didn't use enough toothpaste. I think if I was going in as a character, though. Like,
Yeah,
if
you
I,
have to. You have to go in as a character.
if I told myself, like, I'm going to be dumb blonde girl who, like, does really well in challenges and people are going to be like, oh my god, she's so lucky. It's like, actually, no, I'm super smart. I've just been lying to you all.
And I'm really bad at challenges.
Yeah. I think I could do that.
All right. Songs of the week. We haven't done this in a long fucking time. It's
Thank
been
God.
like a year since we've done this segment.
The literal bane of my existence, the point of all the stress induced with this podcast. Because I don't know names of songs or artists.
It's Songs of the Week. It's back. We haven't done this in so long. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's kind of fresh. It's refreshing.
It is refreshing.
Yeah, just maybe like every once in a while, or like not so much pressure.
I really want everybody that listens to this to think I'm cool, so I wrote down 7 songs. I was like, which songs are cool enough, or do I be honest about the songs I'm listening to?
Just go ahead. Okay. You can go first.
So I'll do mine. I'll do one at a time, but I only got 2
for now.
No, and then you guys can finish strong. You guys can.
That's what she said.
Marathon it out. But my first
song this week
is Separate Ways, the remix in Stranger Things.
Who's it by?
Journey and Steve Perry. Bitch.
Steve Perry's in that?
Bitch.
That's what Spotify says.
Was he in Journey?
I don't fucking know. That's why I hate this segment.
I know. I just want to make you uncomfortable.
God, shut up. Shut up.
Hey, what's your first song?
Oh, wait, we're going around?
Yep.
Like it's a round table? Oh,
Yep.
my God. I said Plan B by Megan Thee Stallion, and I'm not ashamed of that one. That one I proudly claim.
My first song is going to be Mac Miller and Temper Trap, Love Lost. It's off his new album that came out last week. I think it was an old mixtape, but it's the song Love Lost by Temper Trap that Mac Miller just raps over, and it's awesome.
Okay.
The end.
I'm into it.
Cool.
Listen to it.
Cool.
Love it.
My second
Mac Miller.
and final song.
I'm not done.
My second and final song is Part of the Band by the 1975.
Bitch.
Yep, that's why I wanted to go first, you motherfucker. Mic drop.
What's your other 3?
No, I'm not doing 5. You told me to do 2, and that's
You
what I
want to take
got.
some of mine?
No. You guys can have all the fun.
All right, fine.
Fine.
You ruined the segment.
I know. That's why I don't want to. That's why it stresses me out, man.
I've been listening to Oh What a Night by Frankie Valli a lot.
Is that your next song?
I don't know why. My mom played it when I was home for just like a break.
Oh, what a night.
And I haven't been able to get it out of my head, so now I'll be like in my house like doing the fucking cha-cha while I'm cleaning.
Dude,
It's a good one.
When you don't hear that song for the first time, like in a long time, like it gets stuck in your head.
You're like, but it's a great song,
It
too.
is a great song.
Katie, could I have another?
Beer Run. My next song is by Maggie Rogers. Don't know if you ever heard of her.
I love Maggie
good.
Rogers.
Have you heard her new album?
No.
So good. But this song, Anywhere With You, it starts off like a Maggie Rogers song, like super kind of, it's slow, like the start. And then it just picks up and she like fucking goes hard.
Really?
On it. Yes. It's
Okay,
awesome.
wait. Maggie Rogers. What's the name of the song?
Anywhere With You.
Anywhere With You.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And for the offended listeners out there, I'm going to start a new Songs of the Week playlist because the other one has like 5,000 songs on it, and it stresses me out. So we get new, fresh songs. Why'd you close the door?
Oh, what a night.
Oh. Yes.
That's the rule.
Yep, that is the rule. I feel like this is a new era of Offended tonight. And, like, we're bringing back old traditions while, like, having... It's just a new era. I don't know how else...
spin on things.
Yes. I feel good. We're going to get sponsors. Mackenzie, are you the new co-host?
Yeah, I'm the new co-host.
Right.
I thought that...
Here. Wait, hold on. Hey, stall.
Stall. I don't do the way Jim does it. How cool would it be if Stoutsy came back and there was 4 of us and we could all pick on Stoutsy?
I actually asked him to do the podcast tonight, and he said no.
He's
his
a little...
dog is going to the hospital, and then he sent me.
Oh, I take it back. I was just going to call him a little bitch.
And then he sent me a Snapchat like an hour ago of his dog with his tail wrapped up, and it just said a dick, and he drew 2 balls behind it.
Oh, poor Vladdy.
Right. This is a contract. This is a contract.
You must be a co-host.
Your name.
Mac,
Right,
comma, attack.
Right,
Attack, comma, Mac.
am joining Offended, but I can leave when I want.
Oh, wow. That's a really binding contract there.
It's super binding. If I have something come up one week, like depression, I can just...
So, no.
Signed by me.
Do I not get to sign? Am I getting kicked off?
No, you sign under me.
Why do I have to be under you?
This is a binding contract, all right? We did the same thing with Corey, all right?
Well, that worked out well.
Exactly. We did the same exact thing. You could leave whenever you want. This is like the Constitution of Offended.
Wow, I have a little power here, I guess, huh? My
Okay.
pen doesn't fucking work.
Is that the one you keep putting back in the thing? Because it's making me mad.
Well, yeah, because mine didn't fucking work.
I think about couples and the fights that they get in, and I'm like, I would argue with someone over a slice of cheese. Like, I would.
A fucking pen.
Mac Attack, am joining Offended, but I can leave when I want. The end.
I like the way I signed Mac Attack too, because there's 2 T's and I can just do like a long line. It's very like dramatic to me, like Mick Jagger or something like, ah.
Well, welcome to the show, new co-host.
Thank you. I'm very excited for somebody other than my mom to hear my thoughts.
There's a round of applause going right now, but if you had headphones, you could hear it. But, you know,
We're not that advanced yet.
I mean, I am. What were you trying to say?
Advanced.
Advent?
It's an advent calendar, actually.
Is it your turn? I think so.
Okay. I have so many songs on here. Okay, I'm gonna say I've been listening to "Who Do You Love" by YG a lot lately. It's a little bit of a throwback, and you know, it just makes me feel good about myself driving to my minimum wage job.
Minimum wage job.
Minimum wage.
There was an article. I saw this on TikTok, my only news source, and
It is your only source.
it was like some lady was like, I just read this article about the salary that millennials need to make in order to feel fulfilled, happy, and healthy and safe. And it was like $118,000 a year, and she's like, I'm supposed to be making this. Yeah, so we all suck.
They've actually proved that money does buy happiness
Of
up
course
to
it
a certain
does.
like dollar amount per year, and it's around $100,000 to $150,000
because you don't have to worry about your like groceries or like if your house
because you're significantly less anxious when you
if
don't
my
have to
tire
worry.
blows, that's immediate stress.
Blows
Yeah.
what?
Blows you.
But
At least somebody will. So anyway,
Can I have a new pen?
no. You bitched about it.
Yeah. Thank you. Throw that one away. Throw
Hate
that one
pen.
away.
Oh, no. It's going right back in. Going right back in the jar.
Douchebag.
My next song is by Steve Lacy, and the song is called Bad Habit. If you've never heard this song, I highly suggest listening to it right now because it's that fucking good. It's such a good song. Katie, what do you think of the song?
I don't know what it is. That's what I'm bad
Bite my tongue like it's a bad habit.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Hey, has
like that
anybody
song.
heard "Running Up the Hill" from Stranger Things?
Has anybody heard of it? I picked that song. That was the song that was like the real song that I said on the last episode.
Oh, okay. I knew that it was a thing because I seen all kinds of tweets about it, and then I heard it on TikTok, and then I actually listened to it. 4.5
Good
stars.
fucking song. It's a great song. That whole album's good.
Yeah.
She was like way ahead of her time.
She's kind of a one-hit wonder, too.
Yeah.
Have you seen the interview where she's like, I've never seen a hill, and there's a hill outside. She's like, I don't want to look at it. Please stop asking me questions about hills.
I've not seen that.
It's so funny. I think it might be not real, but like most things on the internet.
Right. And keeping with Stranger Things, my next song is by Steve Harrington of Stranger Things. I think his real name is Joe Curie, but his musician name is DJO, and his new song Gloom, and it's phenomenal. It sounds like a Devo song, if you know who Devo is. They sing Whip It. Whip It Good. Dun, 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 dun. Like it's super...
It sounds like kind of like they're saying Bop It.
Yeah.
Like the whole time with like a Bop It theme. Yeah, I know that song.
And it's
Twist
like
it. Pull it.
super 80s. Like this song is totally an 80s song.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Highly recommend it. All right, and this should be your fifth and final song.
Okay, I'm gonna say "Gas Money" by Cooper Hill. I heard it on TikTok, and it's like a super short song. It's probably only like 2 minutes, but it is really fucking good. Yeah, loved it.
Gas Money.
I think that was my fourth song, but I don't want to do a fifth.
Ha ha ha. That's why I wanted to go first.
Really?
She has a list.
I'm checking them off.
I'm checking them off.
Somebody here has to be organized.
Oh, did I go before you?
Yeah.
That's
No, you didn't.
because I'm on my 5th song.
Well, you fucked up.
Well, and it was fucking part of the band by the 1975, but some bitch stole it, so...
Damn straight I did.
My other song is going to be Lightning Crashes remix by Live and Ivora. I don't know how you pronounce the name, but it's just the remix of Lightning Crash, this classic 90s song. Super fucking good.
Super fucking good.
I can do 6 songs.
Do whatever you want.
Last
It's your
one,
show.
I just want to say, please appreciate Phoebe Bridgers and listen to Silk Chiffon because...
I do like Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh, I love Phoebe Bridgers.
Or Bridgers, yeah, it is Bridgers. It's not Bridges, is it?
Yeah, Bridgers.
Yeah, Bridgers.
I probably would not love her as much if I was medicated, I've decided, but that's a problem for a different day.
One issue at a time. Okay.
Bi-curious and unmedicated, the Phoebe Bridgers compound.
Bi-curious and unmedicated motherfucker.
That should be a t-shirt.
I want a bumper sticker that says that.
And that was Songs of the Week. Make sure to go check out Songs of the Week, the new version on Spotify whenever I make it, because I lacked at that last time, and that's why we stopped doing the segment.
And also, I was really stressed out.
I think I lacked at it last time because I was doing it on the shitty laptop, to where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore because it takes 3 hours to load up anything. But now that we got this new spanking 2022
We got
Mac,
a new bitch out here.
yeah, we got a new motherfucker out here. Songs of the Week. It's back. It feels weird doing it again. Like I don't know what to do with my hands now.
You don't have to do anything with your hands.
Sometimes I feel like that when I'm like walking around the Mac and I'm like walking and I'm like, am I a sim right now? Like I feel like a sim so much that I feel like there's a very slim chance that I'm not.
Oh, I do T-Rex arms, but okay, let me clarify. T-Rex arm, just my left arm does a T-Rexy type of thing.
We have to hit a timeout button on this because on the last episode that we did together, you said you don't believe in dinosaurs.
I don't believe in dinosaurs. And
then I asked
Are you a flat earther?
That's what I said! That's exactly what I said! That's
You know
exactly
what?
what I
Because
said!
I have an issue with that.
I am here
Exactly what I said.
for vindication. I am here for vengeance. I don't believe in the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. And I just think that we should question science. And most likely, okay, so we've never found a complete dinosaur skeleton.
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Sue in Chicago.
It was like 90%. It was not complete.
If you found 90% of my skeleton, you'd be like, that's a girl. That's a woman, a
Also-
human, not a chimpanzee, not a dog.
Okay, this is the most lively you've been on the show since Jim was on it.
We don't know anything about their diet. We don't know anything about like what their skin was like, what their like migration patterns were like. I just think the myth of dinosaurs that we've seen, that like T-Rexes are scaly. First of all, most likely dinosaurs had feathers. So I just don't believe in the Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And I think that it's very healthy to question science.
I mean, have you seen owls without feathers? Has anybody seen the disturbing images?
No, I would love to, though.
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. Let me get a bigger picture. Visiting the website. Hold on. So this actually goes with your theory. This is an owl.
Thank you.
An owl without feathers.
What?
That's
not real.
No, this is true. This is an owl.
That's an owl without
feathers. If you
feathers?
Google owl without feathers,
It looks like an alien.
that is so.
That's
I agree.
horrifying.
I
Yeah,
agree
I don't
with
like
your okay. Jurassic Park.
I don't like
dinosaurs. Yes.
So I do believe that they existed, just not how we know them. And I like saying I don't believe in dinosaurs because I love shock value.
Yeah, that's an owl without feathers.
Yeah.
So I think they probably look more like birds.
I like
than,
how the
than
other
what we
owl's
think.
peeking like around the corner.
It's me. He said, "Hey."
Hey, that's me without feathers.
He said, "I'm
really not that
naked."
scary.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say you were on. I don't even care anymore. I thought you were gonna say you're on some Christian bullshit, and I'm just kind of fuck religion at this point. So
I just like shocking people, and a lot of people want to argue when I say I don't believe in dinosaurs. It's kind of my way of weeding out how much men listen to women at this point, if I'm going to be honest. Because when I say I don't believe in dinosaurs, and then I explain where I'm coming from, if somebody is still like, you're stupid, after I've explained like, hey, it's healthy to question like what we know from science and what we know from the government, and they're
me?
still trying to undermine me, then I'm like, oh, okay, so you probably suck.
You probably didn't listen to any of my explanation. That was like a reasonable argument.
Yeah, and like I do believe obviously the dinosaurs existed. Like I'm not a fucking idiot, but like yeah, I like to say that for shock value. So people are just like to fixate on that and then like to make me feel super invalidated, and those are the people you want to stay away with or away from when you start arguing about that stuff.
Wow, we should do like tips from Mackenzie.
Is that a new segment?
Mac Attack.
Tips from Mac Attack.
Just like one a week about how to like, I don't know,
live
your
one
life.
tip, but you don't give any background to it or like any explanation. You're like,
one tip a week. Ask the guy you're seeing how many children he thinks he could fight in one sitting without a weapon.
oh, they're all going down.
Okay.
Well, are they hurting you?
They're like charging at you.
I've heard this. I can't take
All
credit for this
angles.
idea because I heard it on like TikTok and a podcast. How many kids do you think you could fight if, starting at kindergarten, the kids came at you in waves of 3, let's say. They came at you in waves of 3, and after 5 waves, you're met with the final boss, who's like a first grader. And then you fight 5 rounds of 3 first graders. And then the second grader. And you go, what grade do you think you could feasibly go up to? And the final boss for for 8th grade?
4th grade.
We go all the way up to 8th grade? I'm not surviving till then.
Yeah, you ain't go. Yeah. Some
The
8th
final
graders are
boss
big.
for 8th grader is 2 girls, and they're not fighting you, but they're just looking at each other and whispering about you. And then they're looking at you and laughing.
So I can confidently say, because I did fucking camp for 5 years of my goddamn life as like I was in charge. I was in charge of 150 children and fucking 30 fucking 17-year-olds, okay? For 5 years of my life. Confidently I could make it to maybe 3rd grade. Maybe, because those fucking kids, if we would play like dodgeball or like games like dodgeball for all intensive purposes where you have a ball and you throw it at someone and there are teams. I got fucking manhandled by 3rd graders. Like literally, like they would be like, I don't like you because you sat me out at the pool yesterday, so I'm gonna get all my friends and we're gonna beat the shit out of you legally within the game, so you can't be mad at them. But you know that they were like, ha ha ha, evil laughter, ball. Like,
well, it is you.
Awful. But if
and
you're in
like,
close rank fighting them.
no, third grade would be the tap out.
With a weapon of your choice. One, and what would the weapon be? What weapon of your choice, and what grade do you think you can make it to with a weapon of your choice?
I'm not going to say a dildo. I would probably do like a some sort of
anything besides a gun,
like a fire extinguisher, but with like some sort of like knockout gas.
You've been watching too much wrestling.
Yeah, like a fire extinguisher with some sort of like inoculant, like you get to go to sleep. I could take on to like 8th grade then. Probably 6th grade, maybe 7th, because they're all bigger than me after 5th.
If you had,
I feel like the fire extinguisher with the knockout gas is kind of cheating, because then you can just spray them. You don't even have to get in close.
But you have to spray everybody, and those little fuckers come from all the sides.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I have 5 years of experience of being bullied by children.
It's only 3
legally.
at a time, so you just have to spray 3, take a break. Spray
Oh, 3 at a time. Okay,
3 at a time at the waves.
Maybe a fire extinguisher, but that would be my choice, and I would probably make it to 5th grade, maybe, because. So also in my time there, I would, kids loved you one day and then hated you the next day, because that's just how life was out on camp. But I would sick my little kids that were on my side. I'd be like, go fuck with that counselor. Go fuck with that counselor. There's kids that like were kind of weird and they would sniff people. I'd be like, go sniff that counselor. It was a game, okay? You just sick kids on other counselors. It's like your form of entertainment. So I sent 2nd grade boys into the pool after my friend and said, hey, go fuck with her. And they took her arm and her arm and her leg and her leg, and her top popped off. And I was like, oh no, this is the worst thing that's ever happened, but the best thing, because it's hilarious. But those were 2nd graders against a full-fledged adult. So if that was 4, that was 4.
Well, but at the same
children.
time, let's put that in perspective, though.
And she had some big old titties too, so there was boobies everywhere.
But if she was gonna fight back,
she did fight back. She was thrashing, and me and the other counselor that sicked these children on her were like hee 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 until her boobs came out. And we're like, oh no, we're in so much trouble. And we started running. We're like, stop it. We're done. Leave her alone. As she went around in the lazy river top.
I think I literally would have like
So
dove in onto my friend and been like, no!
Oh, no. This was like a 50-foot. This was a long range attack. So I was like, "Hey kids, we're at
we're looking you in the eye."
We were at the kiddie part where there's like the splash pad and the little like water jungle gym. We're like, "Go fuck with her," and they're like, "Got it." So they went to the lazy river, and they were. It was funny till it wasn't funny anymore, and yeah. So that was second grade. So I think I could confidently take, if I was expecting it and there was only 3 with a fire extinguisher, maybe third, maybe fourth. I mean, it's like tough because those kids start getting bigger than me at like 4th and 5th grade.
I think I could go like 5th grade with a weapon. I'm going to say 8th grade. My weapon of choice is one of those baseball bats from the zombie movies that has all the nails sticking in it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because something about that. So I asked my friend this, and she said a sword. And keep in mind, this girl's like, she's 4'11" and like 95 pounds.
Oh, she's little.
She was like, I'll take a sword. I was like, what makes you think you could wield a sword? Them some bitches are heavy.
They are heavy.
She acts like she could just slice across these kids.
She had to be like Arya from Game of Thrones with needle.
And I'm like, you couldn't do that. You weigh 95 pounds. You're 4'11".
But the baseball bat with the nails in.
Baseball bat with the nails, you could do it.
No, I'm saying, what if it gets stuck like in the head, and you're like trying to get it out? You're like, shit, and it's like then they're coming from behind you, and now you're getting attacked from all sides.
I would put my foot on the kid's face and rip it out. Okay. So it would just.
What if the head came with it? Now the head's headbutting.
Double weapon.
You think a kid is going to try and fight me when I have his friend's head on a fucking slide?
Yes, kids are crazy. They'll be like, ew, get out of here.
I am crazy girl.
Right.
If you could pick one tag team partner to fight these kids with you, it could be anybody in the world. Any movie character, any...
Jensen Ackles.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dean Winchester, and or Jensen Ackles.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay. I want to hear your answer.
Mine is John Moxley.
Hold on, wait. No. I want to hear your answer about your weapons and your age, but I just want to say, really sidetracked. I'm so sorry, but there's like that thing, like if you were on an island and you could only bring one thing or one person, what would it be? Everybody says Dean or Sam Winchester because the brother would always find the other brother, so you would get found and rescued. So I just want to throw that in there. I love the fucking Winchester brothers.
Yeah, my partner would be John Moxley. He's crazy motherfucker. I mean...
Yeah, so how what would be your weapon and how...
My weapon would be John Moxley because he's crazy.
No,
and he would
you
just
have to
bring
pick a
barbed
real...
wire with him.
No,
You have
that's
to pick
your
a
partner.
real weapon. That's
Pick
your
your
partner.
weapon
That's
and
a wheel weapon.
a wheel weapon. I'm a wheel boy.
I would pick a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire with tiny explosives around it because that happened in wrestling one time. It was
Okay,
shit.
but if it's wrapped in tiny explosives, you use that on the kindergartners.
Yeah, it's one and done.
And then they're exploded. You're done.
You use it on the big boy. Use it on the big boy.
So you can survive.
No, but you have like that explosive. You have that explosive backup just in case you're getting overwhelmed. You hit one, they all fly back, and then it's reset mode.
But it's 3 kids coming at you, and there's 5 waves for each grade. So it's total 15 kids. Then you get the final boss. Then 15 more kids from first grade.
Oh yeah, we're taking these nerds out for sure.
But wouldn't you get tired? I would feel nervous with the explosives. Also, how do I know it's not going to detonate me?
But you just gotta be careful.
That's why I said fire extinguisher, because they don't even have to get close to you. Because with a fire extinguisher, for all those teachers out there with all this fucking shit going on in the classroom, fire extinguisher is your best fucking weapon, because if you spray someone directly with a fire extinguisher, it's direct CO2, which takes oxygen out of the air, because that's what fires eat and get big. So like if you spray someone with get big. If you spray someone with a fire extinguisher, it takes the oxygen out of the air in their direct vicinity, so they can't fucking breathe. Just for a minute, just for like a little bit. But yeah, so if I had my fire extinguisher, I would like shh. They'd be like, and I'd be like, bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Next round.
And then you come jumping in like the fucking little kid in Barry. Like, you jump on like their neck, like, stab, stab, stab,
yeah,
stab, stab.
That would be the potential of not having something sharp or like blunt. But I mean,
That's
the
true.
end of it would be like I would
Well, you're
hammer
like a
those kids
dog.
with a
Yeah, like none of the kids have weapons.
yeah, but I would hammer them with the physical fire extinguisher.
We're definitely getting sponsors. For sure.
Fire extinguishers.
I
Fire
just
extinguishers for safety.
I think the 8th grade girls would really, if I made it to 8th grade, I think that would fuck with me more than I would like it to. Like, if I didn't know going in that that's what's going to happen, if there were just 2 girls whispering about me and then looking over and laughing at me, I think I would use the weapon against myself. I think that would really fuck with me. No, you're not talking about me. No. It's like that John Mulaney bit where he's like, ha ha ha, look at that man. He got feminine hips. It's like, no, that's the thing I'm sensitive about.
We just saw him at last Friday.
I heard it was incredible, and I couldn't
was
go
so
Okay,
because it was
but
in fucking
listen,
Maine.
listen, it's like fucking top-notch security at the Enterprise Center.
Really?
Yeah, we walk
Just
in.
for comedy shows. Apparently, I brought this up to people at work and to other people, and they were like, "Yeah, this is like this." Like, I was the dumb one for not knowing that this was.
Okay,
a thing.
so we're walking in. We don't even make it to the metal detectors yet. And people are out there with notepads. And they're like, what's your ticket number? What's your blah, blah, blah? We're like, row this, ticket this. And they're like, here's your sticky note. And then we walk in and they're like, do you know the thing about the phones? And he goes, yeah. I didn't even hear.
I was just
I didn't even know.
thinking like, oh, it has to be on silent.
They're like, okay, we need your phones. I thought they were going to like scan them. So they physically took our phones out of our hand, put it in a pouch. I thought they were like deactivating something on our phones. I was like, oh, what does that do? She goes, seals it, clips it like a little magnetic, like don't steal the clothes out of Marshall's, and hands you this pouch back. This little purse that's
you can't
locked.
get your phone out?
I said, that
Yep.
would have been nice to know.
Yeah, I was in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah. I was like, if I had kids or something.
Yeah, because they can't. Like John Mulaney's, I think he's filming his newest special, so he can't have it recorded so people know what's going to come out.
I get it. It was like we were back in the 90s.
Totally get it. I mean, it was kind of nice. It was actually pretty nice.
My only complaint is one, I didn't know it happened beforehand. So my second complaint is that we need fucking clocks at the Enterprise Center because I had no idea what fucking time it was.
Yeah.
I didn't have a watch. There was literally not, I couldn't give you one clock that existed at the Enterprise Center.
Like, now I want an Apple Watch just to go to comedy shows.
Shit.
And I can get all my messages and stuff on here. Like
Right.
I can still get phone calls. So, yeah.
I have an Apple Watch. I would have worn it knowing.
Right. But either way, the show was great. There was an 8-year-old kid there that he was like.
I'm not
he,
100% sure he wasn't planted.
I think it was real because he was in the middle of a joke and he just stopped and he goes, "I'm sorry," like because he even like laughed to himself. He goes, "I'm sorry."
How old are
He's
you?
like, "How old are you, young man?" And he goes, "What, 8?" He's like, "Oh fuck!" Like, "I'm sorry. What's your name? What was his name? Elliot."
Elliot.
It's like, "I'm sorry, Elliot." It's like, "Don't do any of the drugs that I'm about to talk about, or do them." You know,
He's
learn
like, you
for
have
yourself.
dare, don't
Did
you,
you
Elliot?
talk about like his drug use and
That's
how he?
90% of it.
The whole thing is about it. The whole stand-up
I'm
is
so
about
excited to like see it when it finally comes on Netflix because like, okay, so everybody kind of had their opinions on John Mulaney when he checked himself into rehab and then he left his wife and then he got with Olivia Munn
And had a baby.
and had a baby and then he left her, whatever.
He left her?
I thought he left her.
No. As far as we know, they're still together. Well, I don't know.
I thought they broke up. They might have gotten back together, but I know they definitely broke up for a little bit.
See, I thought they did too, and Todd's like, that was his wife. I'm confused on John Mulaney's romance life.
But everybody was like, John Mulaney's a piece of shit. And I was like, I don't think he's a piece of shit. My sister is in, like, she's, 5 years, 6 years sober now. She's an abuse counselor. She's fantastic. And you're not supposed to leave relationships when you're getting sober because they say it's really dangerous for your sobriety because you can fixate on another person. And when you're in the honeymoon phase of a relationship, the dopamine boost that you get is similar to a drug. So that's why they say not to break up with anybody or get into any new relationships when you're focusing on sobriety. So that's why I was kind of mad at John Mulaney when he like left his wife and then like immediately got into something new. I was like, oh, you're not supposed to do that.
Clearly, like, he broke up with his wife when he was trying to get help originally.
Yeah.
Which that makes a lot of sense because he got set back and that's what's set up the intervention that he talks about on the stand-up too. So, which is star-studded stand-up apparently. Or star-studded intervention.
Tell her about the shirt you got.
Oh, the shirt I got from John Mulaney says, I saw him right when he got out of rehab.
Like, that's all the shirt says. I saw John Mulaney when he got out of rehab.
And it has tour dates on the back.
I love that.
And we're like the second tour stop.
I listen
St.
to,
Louis is like number
was
two.
number 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura's podcast, and they were talking about it. They were telling a story, and they're like, I don't know. They're like, yeah, I guess we can say it now. They're like, we were in a John Mulaney out at like a grocery store, like a bar or something, and they were like, it wasn't a bar, it was like a grocery store, like some event or something, and they were like, and he was fucking strung out, like he was fucked up, and they were like, yeah, I guess he's in rehab now, we can talk about it. But even they were like, we randomly bumped into him, and he was fucked up.
He talks about like how bad he was. Like I didn't realize how bad it was. He talks about everything that he was on, and it's just like, no shit, you were so strung out.
Yeah.
Like you're doing so many uppers and so many downers and you mix those together, it's not gonna end
And
well.
he looks like just such a nice Midwestern, like Chicago suburb guy.
I mean, he is.
That I would never imagine that.
Says issues.
Well,
Don't we all?
This guy that I slept with this one time and then decided that he had a golden penis and I wanted to sleep with him for the rest of my life.
Okay.
That's how
It's
Katie
okay.
was with me.
This guy doesn't like me at all. He never wants to talk to me. And he just doesn't like me. So I slept with him and I fell in love with him and he decided to never talk to me again, which it was fine. But I was hanging out with him. He called me randomly one night and I was hanging out with him and he was like, very nice Midwestern Catholic guy, was like, oh yeah, I used to have a pill problem. I was like,
It's Catholicism. I truly do believe that. I was literally about to say it's Catholicism. Because you can be like a drunk ass pedophile and still be a good Catholic. You know? Just saying, the religion encourages addictions and also bad things. Bad
can you imagine
things.
being like a full-blown adult and still being like, the man in the sky is real?
Right?
My aunt was a nun for fucking 15 years. Yes.
Did she finally get dick or like
She
get piped or what?
okay, I can't tell the full story on air. I can't.
Well, that's perfect timing because I have to pee. But the
I
listeners
also
won't
have to
know.
pee.
But the listeners won't know because
Pee!
pause. Before we continue on with Offended, real quick, I want to shout out our new sponsor, Kaba's Clothing Line. Kaba's Clothing Line, a clothing company that celebrates the individual spirit of people who are unapologetically themselves wherever life takes them. Kaba's, which stands for Crack a Beer and Smile. This is something that's been brewing for a while with my family and myself, and we're excited to get this clothing line out there to you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. We got a lot of cool designs coming out. I hope you guys check it out. It would mean a lot to us if you checked it out. But anyways, Kaba's Clothing, just crack a beer and smile. Make sure to go visit our website at www.justcabas.com. Again, Kaba's Clothing, just crack a beer and smile. So on the last episode that we did,
Oh no.
at the end of the episode, we were like laughing about how we thought that there was like a conversation that we brought up and that we never went back to it and never answered it, but we couldn't remember what it was at the time because we were so fucked up. Well, after listening to it back, it wasn't a conversation. You said that you bring back guys to your place and will give them trivia questions, and you were going to bring up trivia questions to me.
I Google on YouTube and pull it up on my smart TV, general knowledge trivia, and I make guys play trivia with me so
Before
I can see
they get laid.
before I sleep with them to see if they're dumb or not.
Okay. Do you sleep with them if they're still dumb?
It depends on how dumb.
Okay.
Shit. So,
If they're not being a good sport about it, then no, because
Okay.
I'm turned off.
But they can be dumb and be like goofy and funny.
But if
and,
they're
like,
dumb, but I'm like, they'll say like, is the United Kingdom a country? And I'll say yes, and they'll be like, no, and then obviously I'm right. Then they'll be like, oh yeah, I said yes, yeah, for sure, I said yes. Like that's funny to me when they're
Okay.
like playing along with it. Okay. But if they're like,
while we playing
wait,
this,
is it a country? I'll be like,
Are they? Oh, they question it. It's one of those. Oh, that would
Or
no.
they'll be like,
Mouth.
wait, really? Or like something like that where they're so dumb that they can't even play into like making fun of themselves for not
Right.
knowing.
So-
I'm like, oh.
So have you sent
God,
a
I'm
contestant
the king of
home?
self-deprecating humor.
No, I
I've
won't.
never sent a contestant home.
I don't think I've sent a contestant home.
Okay.
I think I've just been like, I'm tired. Turn away. Like you.
Would you pull up one of the videos and see how Katie and I do?
Oh, fuck, that's not fair.
Oh, fuck yes, I'm doing this. Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
Because we were supposed to do this a month and a half ago, but then we got sidetracked by talking about 9/11 because it turned into a real podcast at that point. In the
General
episode.
knowledge quiz uploaded 9 hours ago.
Are we all playing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm also gonna read the questions out loud for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, general knowledge quiz. It's just gonna explain
I
the
like your
rules.
way of vetting people. It's a solid.
It is pretty solid.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep with dummies.
Man, I wish girls were like that back in my day. I would have won every time
You-
with my humor and my wit.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought-
I'll sleep with a funny guy. Okay, wait. Which is larger, 2/3 or 5/8?
2/3.
5/8.
2/3.
Shit. I
Yeah,
couldn't do the math.
2/3.
Wait, okay. Are we being timed or do I have time to do math in my head?
How do you needed time for that?
It's 10 seconds for each.
4/6 is bigger.
It's 10 seconds for each question.
Katie, think about it. 2/3, so it's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because 2/3 of
Two
the
it
eights would be
fills
6.
up more than half, right?
Yeah.
So in
That would have been
5/8.
3/4.
Jesus Christ.
Fractions get me sometimes.
Okay, which bear is named after an Alaskan island?
Polar bear.
Kodiak bear.
Wait, I have to say an answer. They're not going to give me.
Oh, hang. I'm gonna slow it down. Okay.
Wait, Kodiak bear is?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't believe it.
What type of breadcrumbs come from
Panko.
Japan?
Panko.
Breadcrumbs.
I think it's panko.
It's definitely panko.
4, 3,
It's definitely panko.
2, 1. Okay.
Panko.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, after you said that, I was like, yeah, for sure, 100%. I said breadcrumbs.
The lorem ipsum text is usually used for what? Like an ellipses, it's a starter form for a font.
Pussy.
Like when you
Placeholder.
in publishing.
That was. These are hard.
Yeah, I don't know that one. What, are you kidding me? That's what it means? I don't think
A
that's what it
placeholder
means.
text in publishing and design, like when you select a font, usually it'll show you like a mock-up of the font, and it'll say
like
lorem
on
ipsum.
Word and stuff?
Yeah, it'll say lorem ipsum usually.
Yeah.
What name was given to the soldiers who protected Roman emperors?
Spartans.
Kingsguard.
Said Spartans.
You could be right. I don't fucking
That's
know.
definitely not. No, because it wasn't about the Romans.
I don't know.
Yeah, what name was given to the soldiers who protected Roman emperors?
Kingsguard.
The Romans. Isn't it?
Praetorian Guard.
Knew it. Called it.
Called it.
Boom.
What is a marathon person called?
An athlete.
A person
I actually have no idea.
that has too much time on their hands.
A marathoner. That seems self-explanatory. Fuck us.
going to say that, damn it.
What is the most common organ transplant? I think it's liver. Liver or kidney?
I'm going to say kidney.
I think it's liver or kidney.
Testicle transplant.
Kidney.
I was right.
Yeah, I knew it. It's not testicle.
Jesus Christ's ancestry is depicted as a visual representation on which family tree?
Adam
Adam
and
and
Eve's.
Eve's.
Jesse tree.
The Jesse tree.
Is that the same thing?
I have no idea.
Okay, these are hard. We would definitely not be sleeping together if you were testing
Which
me
singer
tonight.
is re-recording all her old albums?
Dolly Parton.
Who is it?
It's Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. So when we get in the face and heel of the week, I don't think you're.
We're gonna
be
have.
happy.
We're gonna be frenemies.
As you can see on my phone, my heel of the week is Taylor Swift.
Why?
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Should we just go in the face and heel?
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's just
we've done
lead
10
into
trivia
that.
questions.
Let's start with the face first, obviously, because the heels always end up going longer because it's something that we just bitch about. So, for my face of the week, I'm going to say just Offended being back. Offended's back full time. Mackenzie's joining the show. I mean, Offended's back. That's my face of the week. That's 100% my face of the week. Katie, what's your face?
I totally had this, and I didn't write it the fuck down. I told you what it was. What did I say it was?
You did not tell me.
I had like 30 minutes notice that this was the next segment,
Yeah,
so
I forgot to tell you.
Yeah, I didn't pick one.
My face is that so many bad things have happened. I don't fucking know. I had a face. I'm glad everybody's safe from the flood, or most people. Half of St. Louis is safe from the flood. Glad our basement's dry. I had a real one, and I don't know what the fuck it was.
I'm glad her basement's dry. I hope people are safe. My basement's dry at the end.
We paid a lot of money for that basement to be dry, okay? It was a fucking monsoon down there when it was a drizzle of rain outside.
Mak Attack, do you have anything for a face of the week?
Face. I'm reading a really good book right now. I mean, like I don't want to shatter the illusion of myself being, your average dumb blonde, but I have tits, so I'm reading this book right now that's pretty good, and that's, I guess, my face of the week.
Okay.
What kind of book is it?
It's a smutty book.
It's a fiction book. It's called A Little Life.
Is there sex?
No.
Those are the only books I read now.
Oh, I will give you so many recommendations.
Good. I like it when they have like fairies and vampires and werewolves.
Have you read A Court of Thorns and Roses?
I might have. I have really bad short-term memory.
I'm going to show you a picture of the cover. It's so good.
Is it?
It's like a retelling of Beauty and the Beast.
No. Okay, I'm thinking of a different one where her guard is all her fuckers. And she picks one or two. And they fuck her all the time.
I will lend you this book.
Her aunt is the evil queen, and her aunt never lets her guards come. They fuck her, but they are not allowed to come. Yes, I would like that.
It is so good. It's a series. There's like 5 books in the series. The first book is kind of timid. It's like not that heavy. The second book,
I read 50 Shades, and I was like, where's this? Where?
The second
Where
book,
is it all at? I saw all these people be
I'm not gonna
all obsessed about it, and I was like, okay.
The first book is like more sexual tension, but the second book and then the 5th book, I had to pause. I was like, the pages can't be moist. Okay, we're gonna put this away.
This is a library book. I gotta return it.
But the book I'm reading right now is just about like friendship and like human bonds and like it's just
you gotta build it. You gotta build it.
It's just about these 4 guys who went to college together. They were freshman year roommates and how they're friends in like their 20s, 30s, 40s, and it is so heartbreaking and sad, and it's just like so beautifully written that I'm like, I didn't think I would like it. It kind of sounded stupid to me. Like, you're like, oh, a book about friends, okay? Like, and I am like so in love and infatuated by all the characters. It's just like breaking my heart. So, okay, that's my face.
Don't go breaking my heart.
I could never cry. Should we go to karaoke later tonight, guys?
Oh fuck.
Let's just go to Stan's, not even get a drink, just walk in and be like, we're here to fuck shit up.
Just push people out of the way.
Be like, can we slow-mo walk in and be like, no, motherfucker, you don't know me like that.
Yes. We'll just go with our IDs and like each get $5. We each have $5 to split.
Let's time out because I'm about to just tear apart this bitch named Taylor Swift of my heel of the week.
Oh, wait, did you already say your face?
I literally love her.
Oh, I hate her.
Oh, God.
I hate
it's
her
about to be happening.
with a fucking passion. I hate her. I've hated her for so long, and now I have a full reason to hate her even more. Oh, man, this brings me so much joy to finally feel validated to hate somebody. As Katie goes to the bathroom.
As she leaves.
But before we talk about Taylor Swift, while Katie was going to the bathroom,
I had a pee-pee.
The Pepe.
Pepe and
Mackenzie
Pepe.
just brought up this glorious text thread that she received. And go ahead. The floor is yours.
So today I got a text from a guy who I'm friends with him. We've slept together before, but we're friends. And unprompted, out of nowhere, have not texted this man in a while, he sent me a meme that said, "What if we kissed in front of the 7-Eleven Glizzy Rolla?" And I responded, "You know I'm a Glizzy king for life. Gonna fuck around and ride my bike around the neighborhood." And he said, "Just call me a bike, ayo." I responded, "Don't say that to me. There's literally cobwebs growing up in my coocher." He responded, "Let me blow that back out, mama. And also, blank is coming to town this weekend, and he would love to help you with that." I said, "His dick is smaller than yours." And he said, "Our combined dicks might almost be enough to satisfy you." And I said, 5.5 inches of pure glory, parentheses, hole. He said, "Would you suck my little wee-wee through a glory hole?" And I said, "I don't think it could fit."
Finn.
Elfin. This man's been asking me for a threesome with his friend blank for a while now.
And they both have small wee-wees.
But I know that they both have small dicks. So I'm like...
I mean, it might not be so bad, though.
I asked if I could send emails while we did it. I was like, do I have to be an active participant, or could I just,
like you made a face.
be on Twitter?
I think it'd be worse with big dicks than small dicks. It'd be
It
a lot
definitely would
going
be,
on.
but, like, if I'm having a threesome, I at least want to, like, feel something.
You want at least one good one.
Yeah, I'm like, could you guys stay in my nether region so, like, I could be, like, sending emails or on Twitter, like, watching a TV show or something?
I like how you're like, I'm going to ride my bike around the neighborhood. You mean your 7-speed? You don't have a dirt bike or like a motorcycle.
I'm like, I'm gonna ride my bike.
You have a pretty sweet ass bike, but I'm
gonna take my cruiser. There's all I cared about with a bike was that it had a basket and a cup holder, and it has both.
$100 worth of bliss.
I'm so happy I don't have a small penis. Sorry. I'm just
so we can't like make fun of you.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, God damn! Like,
if
I
you
feel
saw
so
this
bad
guy,
for my brothers in arms.
If you saw this guy who was a small dick, you would be like, "There's no way," because he's like 6'1". He's beautiful. He's very humble. He's like so like kind, smart. Like, he is honestly great. I would totally marry him if he wasn't absolutely batshit insane. Also,
okay.
But you'd look at him and you'd be like, that man was carved from marble.
Got a fucking dick, man.
And he's got like these gigantic, like super muscular thighs, but he's not like gross ripped.
Okay.
And he's just very kind. He like will be like, "Hey, how's your day going?" Like put his hand on your leg and be like very considerate. And then I had sex with him and I was like, "Oh my God, your penis is so small."
It's a little guy.
And he's so like kind and funny that he can joke about it too and be like, "I got a small cock." I'm like,
at least you said it, not me.
It almost makes up for it.
Why did you just give me that look? What did you think I was going to ask?
I don't know. I'm not
What
going
did
to
you
answer.
say about me to your friends, Katie?
I'm not going to say that on the air.
Why not?
Because.
Why not?
Can Todd walk out of the room and then can you tell me?
Yeah. No, I will say it off the
Katie's
air.
a prude.
Oh, I was going to say, well, you say it on air, but when Todd walks out of the room, then he can listen to it later and find out.
Katie's a prude. Why? Because you don't want to boost my ego anymore?
Okay, well, let's just say I've never had sex with a small penis, so I don't really know what they look like. It was like a half a time one time, and I thought it was a finger, so. It was not. It lasted like less than 3 seconds, and I was like, no. Sorry, Mom and Dad.
The last person I had sex with was like so
They don't
small.
listen to the show.
I know.
He was so small. I was literally like, I was asking him to do crazier and crazier shit,
You're like,
hoping that it
what
would like
else?
satisfy my ego
What else
instead
can
of
you
my pussy.
Where can you stick it that I'm gonna feel it somewhere in my
No,
body?
I was like, slap me in the face. Will you backhand me and spit on me? And he didn't, but I was like trying to satisfy like the mental part of my brain sexually because his dick was just so small. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to dick shame anybody. Like, you know, you do you. Because I don't have one. I don't have to, like, be proud of that shit. But I feel bad with people with small dicks. But, like, just, like, up your, like, head game. Just like do
also,
a good
like,
job.
a really good personality. Like it's not that hard. Just be perfect.
Yeah,
Just be perfect.
just be perfect and go work out. Like he's not your guy's not overcompensating for anything, right?
Yeah, no, he's not. He's just like naturally kind of like that.
No, I think he's overcompensating. If he's got big thighs, he does not skip leg day.
You should,
because his third leg is
his
lacking.
His whole family is so beautiful. It's like they're all just genetically blessed,
minus the nether regions.
Minus his cock.
The way you said that.
Cock.
There's like I have these VHS tapes when I was like when I was like a little kid. They're home videos, and there's like I was like it's one of my I think it's like a birthday party for me. I was like 2 or 3, but it's all of like my uncle and all my uncle's friends and all my mom's friends. So it's really just a big party for them.
Say it was not your birthday party.
Yeah, there was no other little kid there but me. But it was for me. But so
it's because no other little kids existed when you existed.
Right. So my mom was 19 when she had me. So at the time that this home video was, I guess she's 21 then, and my uncle's like maybe 18. So it's like all their high school friends and college friends like there. So it's just a college high school party.
Yeah.
But
with a child.
Yeah. But the home video, watching it back, you can clearly see it's a high school like college party because everybody's drinking, getting drunk, but it's fucking hilarious because it's not a kid's thing at all.
Yeah.
Like there's this one guy there, his name was Kevin, God rest his soul, but he like does this thing where like he just jumps over like a couch, but the way he jumps over like feet completely up in the air and like lands on the couch and just looks at my uncle and they just like crack up. And then he looks at the camera and goes, "You want me to suck a cock?" He says it just like that.
Catastrophe.
Just totally reminded me of that. "Want me to suck your cock?"
Cock's the best word. Cock and cunt. Anything with a hard C.
Okay. I feel like cock is the only word you can say when you're dirty talking that sounds natural. Because dick almost feels like kind of high school, middle schoolish, and you're not going to be like, "Can I touch your penis?" Like, it's weird.
See, I say dick and cock interchangeably.
I feel like when I'm like dirty talking and trying to be super serious during sex, I'll say like cock. But
you say words, I say Allah.
No, I'm a talker. Like if I'm having sex with somebody, like I want them to be talking to me. I don't know what that.
No, I don't care if they're talking to me. I just don't really say words.
Recently, I was reading this article.
You don't. I try to get you to do it, and you don't.
No.
I was reading this article where it talks about how your sexual, like kinks, fetishes, whatever, your sexual needs are derivative from your childhood trauma. So I was like, oh, I need people to talk to me so I can come.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, oh, it's probably because my parents never gave me any sort of validation. Oh. So now I'm craving verbal validation from every sexual partner I have.
That is brought up on the last episode as well.
Yeah.
Because do you remember the joke you made at Stan's in front of Ryan and Urel, and they didn't think it was funny, but I was fucking crying laughing.
What did I say? Oh my God,
You said something about like, you're like, oh, I like my sex because it reminds me of the way like my dad hit me or something like that.
Oh my God, I like to get punched in the middle of sex because it reminds me of when my dad used to hit me.
Yes. And Ryan and you're like, what? And I'm in like full blown tears laughing my ass off.
And they're like, oh my God, this guy's such an asshole for laughing.
No, because you were looking at them made me laugh harder, and then looking at you laughing made me laugh harder too. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, yeah. I was like, and I think I even said to you right there on the spot, I'm like, this is why we're friends.
Dark humor.
I make that joke a lot. Like one of the first times I was talking with one of my now like best friends, we call him Gay Doug. He's not actually gay.
You have cum corn. You have small cock. You have Gay Doug.
Yeah. Small cock. I call him Cappy. That's not his real name, but I just call him Cappy because I don't want to say why because I don't want to make it obvious who he is, but I call him Cappy.
Cappy, you know who you are. Cappy,
you're out there. I've got Gay Doug, and Gay Doug always tells me that I'm going to sleep with him one day, and I won't. Doug, if you're listening to this, I will never fucking sleep with you.
Doug, you have to ace trivia.
His name is Katie. His name is Gay Doug. Get it correct.
Gay Doug, you have to ace trivia.
Wait. Off the record, he's at trivia every week. You guys have seen him before.
Ooh. Now I need to know who Gay Doug is.
But so I thought he was gay because
I'll be you,
his
Doug.
brother told me that he was like, oh yeah, Doug likes men. And like, I took that at face value, not knowing that he was fucking around joking. So one night am at this bar, I was at Stan's with Doug, and I am telling him the most explicit details of my sex life. Like, I am telling him like crazy shit. I'm like, I like to get like punched in the face, fucked in the ass. Like, I am saying batshit, bananas, explicit shit. Like, stuff that you would only say to, like, your girlfriends and gay guys.
Yeah.
And he looks at me, and he looks at my friend Carrie, who he's known Carrie for years. They grew up together. He looks at Carrie, and he says, I think I'm in love with her. And I was like, oh, what about you? Are you seeing anybody? Do you have a boyfriend or anything? He was like, boyfriend? He was like, I'm not gay. I was like, and this wave of horror washes over me as I realize all of the information I've just divulged to a white straight man.
He's like, this is everything I thought every white woman was.
Can't come back from that, let me just tell you.
He had a boner the whole time.
He was like, it's everything I wanted to do.
It tipped me off a little bit when he was like, I think I'm in love with her. And I was like, maybe he just thinks I'm funny.
Nope.
No. Every time he sees me, he's like, I'm just trying to get in your hole. I'm like,
Doug, quit speaking my love language.
Which, just like my dad used to say.
I'm assuming you don't remember that either. Is the inside joke that I laugh at. Do you remember I brought this up during the podcast? That everybody has their own inside joke that they make themselves laugh at, but nobody else will laugh at.
Yes.
Mine was the John Mulaney going, nah. Like, if I go, nah, it's actually just a John Mulaney thing that I just crack up at. So anytime I answer nah, because it's like a little kid just being like, nah, I'm not interested anymore, and just walks away. How'd you lose your arm? Well, kid, I was born this way. Nah. And then
we're going to a resort, and you cannot ask him.
What's so funny about this, I say this to you on the podcast, and you're like, I don't remember that. But I remember the one where it's like, I'll have one black coffee.
One black
coffee. And I go, they're traveling to that. McDonald's. Well, anyway, why I hate Taylor Swift.
Oh, yes.
We're still on heels. We haven't even gotten there.
See, this is why you're perfect for Offended, though, because this is normally one of the good episodes. This is normally what we do. We trail off.
Anal fisting. Now Taylor Swift.
But my heel of the week is Taylor Swift, because an article came out this past week, and Taylor Swift is getting drugged through the mud
as she should be.
As she should be. I love seeing this.
Okay, hold on.
She wouldn't be famous like Kanye West, and everybody knows it.
Time out. We are 32, 31. We're going to be 32. You're a Gen Zer, so it's a different vibe.
What do you mean?
We grew up as Taylor Swift, and like we were like 17, 18. Taylor Swift was popular.
Millennials are Kanye West fans.
You guys growing up, you were like, it's like she's your Backstreet Boys. She's your Britney Spears.
No, yeah. I wouldn't even put it that way, because like, I feel like to you guys, she was bigger than that. Like
maybe.
Like she's
but
like,
to us, she wasn't. To
us, she was like our Beyonce, our Madonna.
I was just about to say she's kind of like your Beyonce.
So we didn't see her
bullshit. Because without the Kanye West thing, she would not be as big as she is.
Okay, whatever. But we don't view Taylor Swift the same way Gen Zers view Taylor Swift.
I think she's fake. And this article proves it. And she's getting canceled right now, and I love it.
She's been canceled like 18 times. Don't get your hopes up.
I know. But this article says celebs who have racked up the most CO2 emissions this year while using their private jets. Top 10.
Oh, I saw Kylie Jenner on this.
Nope. And its tagline, shocker, Kylie Jenner isn't even in the top 10.
Really? That's crazy.
That's what I said too.
She takes her private jet for 45-minute car rides.
Oh, it's worse than that.
So it's a 1-minute flight.
You're about to be mad. You're about to be big mad.
Yep. Number 10, Travis Scott. At number 9, Oprah Winfrey. At number 8, Mark Wahlberg. Number 7, Kim Kardashian. At number 6, Steven Spielberg. Number 5, Blake Shelton. Number 4, Alex Rodriguez. Number 3, Jay-Z. Number 2, Floyd Money Mayweather. And at number 1, since January of this year is the bitch Taylor Swift.
Okay, wait, why? Read the caption.
So Taylor Swift, using her private jet this year, has used over 8,293 tons of emission. And basically, in Taylor's version, that's pollution. She has used, racking up a total of 170 flights since January of this year in her private jet. Taylor has amassed a vast of 22,000 minutes in air, or 15.9 days. Considering that she is not currently touring, that's a large amount. Taylor's average flight time is about 80 minutes, and with her always advocating for climate change, why is she using her private jet so much?
Okay, I'm not going to excuse it, but
That's bad.
My defense of
That's
this is that her family lives in the United States and she does not.
Yeah.
So those flights to come, if you had
Take a fucking regular plane and buy first class.
but she's Taylor Swift, like you're going to be mobbed by people.
Okay.
So it's almost like
Kylie Jenner wasn't even on the fucking list.
if you're going to be mobbed by people,
that's a point.
But Kylie Jenner taking however many flights for 2-3 minutes, Taylor Swift is taking a flight across the ocean for 8 hours.
Okay, but if Taylor Swift really cared about climate change, she would put on a fucking masquerade. She could wear a fucking mask, dye her hair, like wear a wig, wear a hat, whatever, and say, "Hey, I'm Taylor Swift" to the flight, like the captains, and be like, "I don't need no shit."
I think it's like you're almost so rich that it's just like it's a nuisance to even.
But
fly
she
like
cares
that.
about the climate change. Like, it doesn't matter if I recycle my ketchup bottles. Like Taylor Swift is.
That's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Okay,
Oprah
I
Winfrey is lower than her. That's not a good look.
I agree. I don't like that she's doing that. I think that it's very.
See, my thing.
I was gonna say Hippocratic, but like I mean like she like hypocritic. Like
Hippocratic.
It's very hypocritical. That's the word I'm looking for. It's hypocritical. But I don't really have an excuse except for the fact that she doesn't live in the U.S. I just don't, as the Gen Z opinion, I don't like blaming individual people or like, you know, people just trying to live their life, even celebrities, like obviously they're a part of the issue. But when you think about big corporations and like big capitalism and like factories and outsourcing and just all of the other things that contribute to it, I don't like blaming individual people for their life decisions, like things that you're doing to improve your quality of life for climate change when it is mostly large corporations manufacturing, big oil, and like big power. That's where I'm coming from with that.
That's fair.
I agree with you on that.
My other reason that I don't like when people dislike Taylor Swift and they're like, again, Todd's reason of she wouldn't be famous for Kanye. Kanye has proved to be obviously mentally ill, and I'm not discrediting anybody for being mentally ill. I think that mental health resources in this country are abysmal, and we need to take mental health more seriously. That being said, the mental abuse that Kanye has done to numerous of his previous partners and his ex-wives, and just in general, the population that he has gaslit and also said he's backing this president and then backing one that seems pretty racist and against, you know, people of color while being a person of color. I think that is horrific. I think that it is very anti-feminist to say that Taylor wouldn't be famous without Kanye when she had award-winning labels. And I feel like, speaking to the success of women, it is important to recognize especially young women's success, because she was very young when that happened, to recognize their success and say, yeah, Kanye came out and said Beyonce should have won this award, which I agree, we should be recognizing more women of color, but I think that we still should be recognizing and bringing up young women, because I think the world does so much to tear women down that it is important to bring up women like Taylor Swift who are fighting against men and the patriarchy and saying like, this man like took my music and I'm now re-recording it, and everybody said I shouldn't do this because I wouldn't make as much money, and I am still. And I think it's important to bring women up And especially against a guy like Kanye, who is obviously very mentally abusive to women. I think it's important to kind of recognize that dichotomy, but also respect it.
I fucking love that shit. I'm not a fan of Kanye. I'm actually not a fan of Taylor. So I'm like split down the middle, but if I decide with somebody, it would probably, I don't know, because Kanye is so mentally ill that it's fucked. And the media about him being so like, and I'm saying crazy like loosely, but like he's being so drastically this, so drastically that, and he's causing all these problems. That's blown up by the media.
Yeah.
And he might be perpetuating that for media, for himself, and also
he does it every time he releases an album.
But is it healthy? No. Like he's like, you know, cutting himself. He's
cutting
himself.
He's never in the news when he's not releasing an album.
Right. But then
like,
he is also mentally
publicity.
abusive to women, and the fact that Taylor Swift, you know, your whole mantra is Taylor Swift wouldn't be here without Kanye West. That's that whole thing, like, oh, a man needed to be involved to make.
I don't mean it that way.
I know you don't.
Mean it that
I know
way.
I'm not. I know you don't.
Several
But I'm
successful albums before
she did
Kanye West too, and she even like she won the award whether Kanye was there to say.
Right.
I think she had bigger scandals too. Like she, you know, was sleeping with John Mayer. Like John Mayer said things about her. Like
at the end of that VMAs though. The end of that VMAs, Beyonce ended up winning the biggest award of the night.
Yeah.
And then she ended up calling Taylor Swift up on stage and gave Taylor that moment. And that projected her, because that was before still she was a mega star.
If I was to credit any man with... See, like, I was super young when that happened.
and we were what?
19.
College?
So her albums were already, like, gospel to me when that happened. Like,
we were like...
It's
on the radio.
They really weren't that popular yet.
My big thing
they were
of Taylor Swift was when I was like, if I was to credit any man for her success, I would say it's probably John Mayer, Jake Gyllenhaal, and the guys that she's dated, because she always dated guys that were super famous as well and like very in the public eye. And like, I'm not going to fault her for that. Get down with your bad self. But if I was going to say any man, which I would not publicly, you know, saying her fame comes from anything, I wouldn't say it was Kanye. I don't think that. I think that moment, yeah, she had like a moment on stage and it was like a big thing for her. It made headlines, but I wouldn't say it was like a life-changing pivot.
See, and I disagree. I'm literally on the fence between the both.
I disagree with that so much because she was never in the news like how she is now. Yeah, and that started that day.
And we're talking about news. We're talking about news for, and I don't mean to like say this in a petty way. No. We're talking about news for adults. Like we're talking about news for like articles that were written for like Time magazine and like actual, like, you know,
bigger things.
not Dateline episodes. Oh my God.
Basically, she wasn't trending yet.
Like the Today Show and shit like that. Yeah. Like she was trending like the Backstreet Boys were trending. That's all I'm saying.
And the Backstreet Boys fell off.
Like One Direction when they were on like the X Factor.
Yes.
It's like, oh yeah, okay, it was news, it was a big deal, whatever. But it wasn't like
it was like Baby Shark kind of shit where all the young people really liked her. Mm-hmm. And the adults were like, oh my God, like get this shit off the radio.
I was probably like 10, 11 when the Kanye moment happened.
We have a whole generational gap between the two of us. And so I don't mean that in any petty shit, but it's like Taylor Swift was the fly on the wall, like the nuisance kind of in the music era.
I think Taylor became bigger than Kanye. And then I don't like that Kanye like manipulated the thing where he like played.
He did manipulate that. I will agree with that.
The song for her and cut out the part where he said,
"Yeah, he manipulated
I wouldn't do that. I won't take this."
I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex, and then Kim Kardashian
I made that
edited
bitch
it too. I'm like,
God damn.
And she came out and was like, I would never let anybody take credit for my fame. Like I like worked hard, pretty much. She was like,
and she did work hard for that. But like what we're saying, when it comes to like publicity, because this was also. It's so fucking weird to think about that in like 2008, 2009. Social media was becoming
Facebook
a brand new thing.
Okay, Facebook was. I had MySpace before I had Facebook, and you don't even know what what MySpace was, but like you don't know. Like I had MySpace for years before I had Facebook, and I finally like senior year of high school, I was like, I'm gonna get a Facebook because everybody has Facebook.
The Taylor Swift Kanye thing was one of the first viral pop culture rivalry things.
It was a weird thing for our generation to experience, and you're gonna have weird things that you're like, you know, in 5 or 10 years from now, you're like, fuck, that shit but it's Taylor Swift sucks. I will never agree with you on that. But I do agree with you
for... I don't think people have to like her music, but I think people have to recognize the impact she's making.
I agree with that.
That's what I'll say. I like her music, and I mostly love her because of what she's doing for women and the impact she's making. That's my advocacy of Taylor Swift.
I get it. I have people I do that for, too.
See,
that's how I feel about the Kardashians, too, and I'm just going to publicly say that. Like, I love the Kardashians. I think that they're playing a character of, like, being these, like, kind of dumb, self-absorbed people, and they're doing a great job of it, and they're also making billions of dollars and profiting off everybody believing that.
Billions. Absolute billions.
See,
billions.
They are. They totally are. And you're right about that.
It takes a very smart business person to take a sex tape.
That's all. Who's the mom?
Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner is the mastermind of the money. She is the mastermind.
But it takes fucking geniuses. Like, that's...
Katie, I think you can back me up on this. When I have a good intuition about celebrities that I think are terrible people, 9 times out of 10, I've been right.
Oh, they definitely, like, I'm not saying they're hanging with the Epstein crowd, but they're hanging with the Epstein crowd. Like, there's like there's got to be some dirty water out there. I think
most about that, I would say that about most of the Kardashians, but I'm going to back up Kim. Because everybody that's met Kim Kardashian has said that she is super kind and humble. I can't speak, but everybody who's met Kim Kardashian is like, she's very kind, she's very humble, she's very real. Like, she'll tell you what she's thinking. I'll back up Kim Kardashian. The rest of them, I think they're probably bad people.
See, but it's like at the same time, like with Kanye West, it's like, I feel like people have... The people that, like, are always about, like, we believe in mental health, like, we need a big advocate for mental health and stuff, and yet they go out bashing Kanye West publicly and, like, tear him down. It's like he has extreme bipolar depression. Like, this is not what, like...
But he also refuses any kind of treatment for that. Like,
see, I think that's bullshit. I think he totally has treatment. Because, like, there's so many times that, like... And you gotta look at it... I look at it from his shoes and stuff, too. When he's donated... close to $1 billion to like charities and like has helped out so many communities that are struggling with poverty and stuff like this. Where is that in the media? Why do we not hear about this?
Because we don't hear about good things in the media.
It doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. It doesn't fit the narrative. He's done so much good that people just don't know about. And that's what I don't like.
Media in general, we don't hear about good things.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's against Kanye West. I would say it's against positivity.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
And that's why I get my news from TikTok.
See,
I
that's
swear to
bullshit
God.
too.
No,
but hey, let's
no,
not
it's
deviate
not.
from the fact that Taylor Swift sucks and she's riding around in private jets. That's only since January. What has she done the past 3 years?
Taylor Swift needs to get on some commercial planes, fly first class, buy the whole fucking first class. It'll be the same price.
I just think about all of the horrific things that happen to women, and I'm like, if I was a super famous woman, I would not want to be in the public as much, knowing that it could cause me harm.
Then she should have been smarter and put her flights in other people's names. Because I guarantee you that's what the Kardashians did. Because what? Jay-Z and Beyonce wasn't on that list, but Jay-Z was. And then
she's
Travis.
taking the fall first. She's riding on Jay-Z.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like there's people on that list who like are obviously bringing other people with them. Like,
but then that's reducing your carbon impact too per person.
Right. So Taylor Swift, maybe she's just being accountable. I don't know. Or she's stupid. I don't know.
Big corporations' fault. Also,
I don't care
government's fault.
I actually don't care about recycling anymore. This is a hot take because it doesn't matter if I recycle all the things in my refrigerator because big ass corporations for the most part, and then like the 10% of celebrities that drive like crazy ass mileage.
I don't want to lose my thought.
Go.
What I was going to say earlier, though, I was like, I have good intuition, right? You can back me up on this.
Okay.
How long? For how many years, and you can even ask my mom this, how many years have I said Jada Pinkett Smith fucking sucks and I don't trust her?
Well, the Will Smith incident happened.
Well, yeah, now all the shit's coming out, and it's like she cheated on him for how long, and it's like...
That's just, I'm not... I don't like Taylor,
But you looked at me when that happened, and you're like, you weren't wrong, right?
I did do that.
I have the same feeling with Taylor Swift. That's what I'm saying.
As long as you don't say it about Jensen Ackles, we don't have beef, so...
I just feel like Taylor Swift is just like a weird, awkward girl who like was good at
I
singing.
don't buy it. I watch wrestling. I can tell when people are being fake.
I just feel like she's like a weird, awkward girl who like was good at singing and like good at writing poetry or like writing lyrics and like got famous, and now she's kind of like.
See, I think I don't know. I don't buy it.
You're also talking to a fan of the 1975 whose lead singer was an ex of Taylor Swift, and he wrote a song about her, and it doesn't paint her in a good light.
What's the song?
She's American.
Okay.
So listen to that and envision Taylor Swift being the She's American. And it's like she just basically tears down his appearance, saying his teeth are fucked up, and I don't know, all this shit.
I just don't like.
Welcome to Offended.
I don't like men. I'm gonna be honest about that. Like I
fucking hate men.
I don't support men's rights, and I don't think they should have.
You're not
them.
even feminist anymore. You're like on the other side of, because feminism is literally everybody should be equal. Like women should have equal rights to men. You're on the other side of that spectrum.
Yeah, I guess I would call myself a feminist, but like equal rights for women, like femme keyword. I would say I'm like Don Draper in Mad Men, but like gender reverse it. That's how I see myself.
I can see that.
I don't think men should have birthdays anymore. Why are we celebrating you as a white man being born?
Ooh.
What about me?
Why are we celebrating another white man being born?
Ooh.
Because I'm one of the cool ones.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take.
Take that up.
It's a hot take.
You can have a birthday party. Like we'll let you have it.
Yeah, that you didn't show up to.
I was out of town.
Wow.
I was out of town.
It was the best birthday party ever, I have to say.
Wow. Huh. Who's the asshole now?
I was out of town.
Wow.
Your friends showed up.
Yeah, your friends showed up.
They showed up, and our friends were like, just so you know, there's some women over there getting tabs or getting drinks on your tab. I was like, yeah, I know them.
I know them.
They're our friends.
All right, this will conclude part 1 of this episode. Welcome to the show, Mak Attack. We're glad you're here. We're glad to have you on the show. Future's looking fucking great for Offended. Let's go. Make sure to go check out part 2, which will drop next week, Monday, not Friday. You don't have to wait a whole week. We're just gonna make you wait the weekend, because that's how we roll. No new episode next Friday, only next Monday. Have a good weekend, everybody. We will see you guys next week for part 2. For Mak Attack, for KDK Naked Lady, I'm Tricky, and this has been the Offended Podcast, presented by the Anything But Credible Network.